going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Tuesday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Kind of just getting going, a little sputtering here. Of course, Adley Rutschman's the guy from Baltimore who goes yard. Ended up on 4 quarter unit plays there on Baltimore, guys, because, well, while I'm aware of the splits, while I'm aware of everything on Ryan Pepio's side, great changeup, has good off-speed offerings, I thought the prices were too good to pass up with the lefties. Plus, 5-6 innings of him and then turns over to a bullpen where I feel pretty good about that ballpark with the lefties. People don't consider stuff like that. So I feel good about the plays regardless of however it pans out. We're right in the middle of it here right now, 4th inning. And yeah, Adley Rutschman, the one guy who goes yard there from the left side, a switch hitter for what it's worth, but got the 4 lefties that I need. O'Hearn, let's have some competitive at-bats. He had 1 foul ball, an absolute mile, but that's neither here nor there. Lindy 5 is here. The premium Discord. It's firing. It's rocking. Hopefully Alex Crusoe can get us 3 assists tonight. That would make me very happy. But anyway, we've got lots of MLB coming your way throughout the entire week. And plus, we only have, 7 games going on Monday? We got a full 15-game slate for you here on Tuesday as well as Wednesday. Those are the times you want to be in the premium Discord because we are firing off tons of bets just like we did Sunday, and we profited nicely. Producer Jacob's ready to rock, though. We start with the leans. I have 5 plays for you on the card for today. We're going to cover the ins and outs of it. Pay attention to some weather as well. There's some murky, not always do weather sites agree on what the weather is going to be. So seeing a little bit of conflicting wind direction for what it's worth. Verify that in the morning. We're going to only talk about really 1 home run that I'm actually interested in. But without further ado, Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. I've got 80s rock in my head all day. Does anybody else have motoring? What's your price tonight? It's so fire. But anyway, Philly, they're not really that fire. I mean, they're up 3-1 right now, top of the 8th. Saw some sharp people that I really admire on the I just didn't really feel like dealing with the Abel piece in that one. And obviously he had an all right start, had a couple of predicaments, got himself out of it. Hopefully the strikeout stuff can show back up. But Miami money line is actually the side that I think is interesting purely because it's a big plus money tag that you're getting. And Jesus Luzardo, I think he's fine now. I think he was tipping his pitches if I had to guess, just because 2 outings he got completely shelled, the likes of which the light of the world has never seen before. And you can still tip pitches even if you have a pitch com because it's something in your delivery, something that you're doing in your setup for a specific pitch that you're not necessarily aware of. Well, it seems like they cleaned it up, but maybe they didn't. And just that possibility, you're going into a very difficult ballpark to be, a hitter in general. And so the lefty power, despite the fact that we saw Kepler go yard, Trey Turner from the right side actually goes yard here today as well. I think there's a lot of reasons that Cal Quantrill, as bad as he is, might be competitive in this spot. So I know it's a disgusting play to just throw out there out of the gate, but you get the guaranteed 9 innings there on the Miami side. I'm willing to potentially roll the dice on it. It feels a little thin still at plus 175 best available. So I'm waiting for plus 180, plus 185. We'll see if that thing can rise up a little bit. You got to rise up. Got to rise up. That's Hamilton. Anyway, Soroka, K-Ladder. He's facing the Colorado Rockies. Michael Toglia back with the Rockies. There is 37% K rate, although Castanheira basically didn't matter. It's one of the 2 of them that strikes out a bunch. And Mike Soroka, he's a guy who's got better strikeout stuff than I think people give him credit for. He was a cast-off for the Atlanta Braves, but his last 2 outings, 7 and 5 strikeouts and 6 and 5 in the thirds. And it's a couple of opportunities, friends, a couple of opportunities to potentially target an undervalued pitcher against Colorado Rockies, because generally you see massive inflation. 15 strikeouts for Grant Holmes. You had a number of strikeouts that I saw there from Jake Irvin to start off that game. Didn't see where he finished at. I didn't have anything with him. Just wanted Jake Irvin to die more because that game is 4-3 in the top of the 9th. And, well, we have the over. So I'll take a push. Actually, I'll run from the Colorado side. Oh, my God. He just hit a home run as I said that. Was that Goodman again? Goodman again. Maybe I shouldn't have to. Woo! We're going to get a push on that one. Okay. I'm always watching live. That's what you don't understand about this is I have my iPad. I've got my computer. I've got my phone. I've got everything here. I'm just basically an Apple sponsor. But hey, Hunter Goodman times 2. Woo! That felt really good. Anyway, De La Cruz. Yes, we got Mr. Ellie De La Cruz taking on my twin skis. And he's hit 4 home runs in a row, basically. Homer. One was like a ninth inning garbage, but it still counts. It was in Detroit, but I do not think you're going to get a bettable price. That's really my major issue, is that I have historical pricing, last 10. Those were the prices in Detroit, friends. Ooh, we're going to get a rude awakening on De La Cruz numbers here against David Fiesta, who's really bad right now at the moment. Has strikeout stuff. I feel like this is going to be feast or famine. Either he's going to give up 9 earned or have 9 strikeouts. I don't know. Baldelli doesn't really let him pitch deeper into that one. But anyway, we'll figure it out. The Twinkies, don't really want to talk about my team anymore. The under of 8 here for the Metsies and the Braves. This one's kind of fascinating to me. This was close. This has an 8.5 minus 120, but the hook, or it doesn't really matter. It's even money on the under, and I need you to pay attention to the line movement, because that's something that I can't do for you right now. I can't actively do that for you. If I could, well, that'd be supernatural. Or you're in the premium Discord, in which case you can ask me questions and I will give you answers. But I think they're two very functional pitchers that are on the mound here. David Peterson, I expect negative regression for, but he just continually gets it done. And this is a really good ballpark if you're giving up righty power, because, well, 1, it's a very long cavern out there to left, and 2, it doubles and triples and things of that nature in the alleys there. But David Peterson is doing a great job of ground ball contact right now. And that's really the highlight starfold of what he's been doing, along with, a 377 expected slugging, doing a really good job of suppressing power. And Schwellenbach's been better. Still has that north of 265 expected batting average. It gets me a little nervous against a team as polished and as disciplined. Well, Juan Soto, just watching balls go by him at some point. He's having a great month, so we're not going to make fun of him too much. We got ourselves an under of 8. Whew! I can't believe we got that push there, at least guaranteed, for Colorado, Washington. St. Louis taking on the White Sox, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, I hate this. Liberatore is actually popping in my model as like somebody we should back here, but this price is just a little asinine for me. And I think Shane Smith is actually the best pitcher. I've said this multiple times, the best pitcher that they have in-house for the White Sox. You got a 368 expected slugging, 315 xWOBA. I just don't really trust it, and I don't really want to be taking the minus money there on the St. Louis side to find out. They're starting to slide and come back to life here, or coming back down to earth. Opposite of life, more death. But where there's death, there's rebirth, and that's beautiful. Anyways, Jack Caglione. Yeah. I want to say Caglianon every time I see the name, but I saw it on the screen. Caglione. There we go. Found it one more time. 2+ bases. He's hitting the ball really hard despite being 1 for 17 his last 5 games or something, the last 4 games. It's been brutal. It's been a brutal run for him, but positive regression is due. His home run numbers, he's got to learn to loft the baseball. That's kind of been the major issue that I've had in his first go around here. But Jack Leiter, 354 xWOBA, 19.4% K rate, 12.1% walk rate. Bad things across the board. I think Caglione. Why do I? This is not going to be like pitching mismatch. Real ones know what I'm talking about. Real ones also. One more lean slide to the left. Slide to the right. We got PCA stolen base. I've been bringing this up a lot here recently. I do not dabble a ton in the stolen base categories, but it's kind of burned me both times that I have. I mean, the Dodger one, giving up a grand slam in the second to Casey Schmidt, and then Logan Webb just gets to chill with Andrew Kaiser Sose behind the plate. But PCA stolen bases, when you're getting anything better than plus 250 on it, batting cleanup here continues to be the dude. You get up against a bad righty and you have an opportunity to potentially make magic happen. But do I feel like forcing it here against Chad Patrick? And then, it's not going to be son of a priest, a man. I think you're going to be getting Chad Patrick here for the most of this outing. Ben Brown on the other side, not really all that interested in backing him, although the strikeout arsenal, 26.8% K rate, getting Milwaukee outdoors, pitching environment. Again, there's conflicting reports here on the wind in Wrigley Field, so I'm not going to even address that. Don't even want to talk about it yet. I think it's going to be blowing in for what it's worth. Rowdy Tellez, can zone unders. So we have tons of lefties in the pen here for Boston. This is kind of a late ad for me in the premium Discord. So it's actually got to still get hit. We gotta finish this one up. But that's neither here nor there. Tellez and Canzone are going to have to deal with this. You're going to get a righty in Walker Buehler, who is not good. Gives up tons of power, actually more so to righties so far this season. But historically, he's right around, he's not good against. Look, go back to his numbers last year. Gave up power and everything to lefties. Still, his xFIP's better against righties. It just is what it is. Maybe it's a small sample size deal, but Walker Buehler's had negative regression written all over him for years. And then, well, the injury into the late start to last year. Hey, shout out him, though. He got the Dodgers that World Series save. Good for you. But Tellez and Canzone, despite the great matchup against him, you might only get 2 at-bats. And that's my big worry is they're further down in the order, batting 6th and 7th routinely against righties. I think you can single game parlay the 2 of them together and hope you don't get either one of them hitting a jack, and you might run into some value. Athletics taking on Houston, and Houston got no clue what we're going to be getting on their side of things because their pitcher was going to be Ryan Gusto here, and he had to start on Monday because Lance McCullers goes to the IL. As for the Athletics, they're a headache, the likes of which this world's never seen before. Just punch me in the face. Actually, some of you might want to. Don't do that. That's illegal. I'll probably fight back. But San Diego taking on the Dodgers. Speaking of fighting back, hopefully the Dodgers have that dog within them now that Shohei Ohtani out in the middle of nowhere gets the ball on Monday. I'm very excited to see the splitter in action here. That's kind of why I'm talking very fast. And we've got game 5. So need to get out of here. San Diego and the Dodgers, many runs. Randy Vasquez cannot keep getting away with it, okay? Randy Vasquez cannot keep getting away with it. And I think you get Matt Sauer on the other side. Sour Patch Kids. Those are delicious. His pitching arsenal is not. We got to wait on news on their side, but whoever that starter ends up being is not going to be very appealing. Get ready for runs at Dodger Stadium. Also get ready. Lindy 5, friends. You can see it right behind my head there, Lindy 5. Premium Discord's down below. You guys want to come join? $5 for your first week. It's good times. I really don't have anything else to add. It's Lindy 5. Do you want to have more winners than losers? Do you want to make more money than less money? Well, I can help you make more money. Plays you might not be on. Hey, you could be a profitable MLB better as is, and I can still help you find with Mickey Moniaco's yard. Oh, we get the over of 9. Speaking of, thank you, Rockies. Woo! I love baseball. I love betting. Lindy 5, you can do both of those things in the premium Discord. Alrighty, let's get to some play, shall we? Colorado's just been goated. Oh, you're such a shit organization, but you do amazing things for me personally. Thank you, Rockies. Mickey Moniak goes yard. We cashed the over of 9. That was unbelievable. I wish I were in the Discord right now to chat it up with everybody. I will be after this, but Pittsburgh taking on Detroit. My friends. Pay close attention whenever you see something like this because Detroit, they're 9 games up. They're the biggest favorite to close out a division out of anybody. And this is supposed to be a stacked division as far as like competitiveness. Detroit, Cleveland, my Minnesota Twins. Detroit is head and shoulders above both of them. And they're doing it because of guys like Casey Mize, who are just having unbelievable seasons. Casey Mize, 294 xWOBA, 222 expected batting average, 2.95 ERA. So even the cosmetic metrics, even looking pretty good. And you get Bailey Falter, who I'm not a big fan of. Fly ball contact doesn't matter as much when you're, going left on left against Riley Carpenter or against Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter. I just combine their names together. That's adorable. My brain is a special place. But this is a special number. We're getting plus money on the run line with the much better starter, the much better lineup. I get that you've seen some signs of life from O'Neal Cruz, some signs of life from Andrew McCutchen. This is a much better Detroit team. So I'm going to take the run line every single time here in the much better bullpen. Go Detroit, run line, kicks our card off. Get ready for another run line. Oh, what a time to be alive. We just need somebody to stay alive here on the Angels side, plus 1.5 taking on the Yankees, and I am emphasizing the plus side. Did you know I've only bet 2 plus sign run lines, so 1.5, getting the 1.5 all season long. 1-1. One of them was the Rockies, so shout out to them. They won one. The other one I don't want to talk about. But yeah, Colorado plus 2.5 had been on the card here too. That was an actual 0 for 1. So Colorado, they give it, they take it away. Mostly take it away because they're terrible. But they did an amazing thing today. And I'm talking fast now. I'm caffeinated. Yankees, friends, Will Warren is definitely one of those guys who can mow down a bunch of dudes on this Angels side. But could also give up a couple of long balls in the short porches on both directions. And a 50% hard hit, 92 mile per hour exit velocity off the bed average. That is awful. And Kyle Hendricks, this is just kind of trusting old man pitching. It's like the old guy at the Y. Like, there's this guy, Greg, that I used to play basketball with. Not Greg Ehrenberg here at Hot Chopper, but there's this guy, Greg. He's probably like 55. He would be so slow up the court, but then he would turn into Jokic, like right at the free throw line. Like, it would just be one of those things where you get it to him in the high post, he makes a couple of moves, and it was either automatic from there or he made the right play every single time, and it was annoying. But that's kind of what it's like when you play against Kyle Hendricks. He's not going to mow you down. He's not going to make you look stupid, but boy, oh boy, can he ball out if need be in some of these spots. He gives up very soft, hard contact. He has only a 14.5% K rate, but he limits the damage. I'm just looking for that Y ball veteran move here from Kyle Hendricks. Not a big fan of his. You know that by now. But I'm a big fan of getting a plus 1.5 here at plus money again. It just doesn't make sense to me. So give me the Angels. Disturbing start to the card. Disturbing. Run line. When has that happened all year? Never? Okay, good talk. Glad we had it. Also, Lindy 1 is Portfolio EV. That is Lindy 1. So we have Lindy 5 for the Discord at the link below that you see there next to the Lindy 5 tab. Lindy 1 is Portfolio EV, friends. You sign up, you go to Odd Chopper, you get yourself 2 free weeks of Portfolio EV, the best market-based tool in the entire betting industry. That is for the NBA as it's rounding out, the NHL as it's rounding out, as well as big-time bets in the MLB. Lots of strikeout props, lots of home run props that have been popping up at the top of the tool. If you want to learn about it, we got the Discord rocking for you. You can jump in there, have discussions with sharp people such as Josh Engelman, Dave Lochran, Lofty himself, my guy Greg Ehrenberg. So many sharp people, so little time, friends. Jump on into the premium Discord. Off we go. Alrighty, Lindy 1, to the picks we go. Arizona taking on Toronto, and Chris Bassett against Brandon Pfaadt. Now, Brandon Pfaadt, I don't know what to tell you other than this has just been one of the most horrific starts to a season, coming off of a massive contract since, well, actually, that happens a lot in baseball, but it's not fun when it bites your organization, and you got to expect positive regression because it can't get worse. 7.23 expected ERA, 53% hard hit, 488 x Wobicon. This guy had a 3.78 expected ERA last season. He's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball, and he takes on a Toronto team that you do not get swing and miss against. If you're not getting swing and miss, he's giving up such hard contact that it's hard not to be interested in putting up runs on that side. But here's the but. Chris Bassett on the other side, friends, is not exactly giving up soft contact himself. In fact, it's a lot of lefties, and now it's coming to fruition. 34.7% hard hit. Do not let that fool you. It has not been as pretty or as lovely the last couple of starts for Mr. Chris Bassett. He gave up 4 earned to St. Louis, 5 earned to the Athletics, and 5 earned to Tampa. Those are 3 of his last 4 starts. The fly ball contact is starting to come up, and Arizona, I mean, they led the league in runs scored last season. This year, they're still an offensive juggernaut there at the top, even though Perdomo is the weirdest 3-hole hitter, but it kind of makes sense in the construction of how they break things down. Corbin Carroll, get as many as bats as possible, try to avoid some of the platoon stuff with Ketel Marte in the 2-hole. Also, they're your 2 best hitters, elevate them up, try to get some solo shots, have Perdomo set the freaking table for the likes of Naylor, Suarez, and then do whatever you want 6 through 9 every single day. Good talk. Glad we had it. Arizona's been doing exactly that. So over 8.5 is the direction I'm going here. I like the over of this one. You're getting even money on it, so bet it. Baltimore and Tampa, you knew this series was coming back for me. And yeah, Adley Rutschman goes yard here. It's 7-1. You got a Brandon Lau home run. You got a Josh Lowe home run. I just need to get Ryan Pepio the hell up out of there. He has 9 strikeouts right now. 9 strikeouts. Hopefully he's done for the game at 80 pitches. I doubt it, though. This is painful. Painful. But I'm going to get another turn with the Hearn and Mullins and Kowser here. Well, I got 7th, 8th, 9th innings still. Okay. Just wanted to check in on that. They were all quarter unit plays. Plus, I hit 6 of 12 home runs from Friday into Sunday. So, like, I'm running good in the home run department. I don't want to say that I'm not. Like, I'm running irrationally hot. But Zach Littell against Ryan O'Hearn is like a mismatch for the ages. I feel so good about this one. As opposed to Pepio, who I brought up the fact that he had better splits against lefties, but the lefties that made them a little undervalued. I don't think you're going to get Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman like remotely bettable at their numbers against Littell. But 5-hole Ryan O'Hearn still, for whatever reason, continues to be sneaky. And I don't know why, but I want to justify ripping someone's head off because Littell throws a slider a ton. And that is exactly what I look for with Ryan O'Hearn. Whenever he's facing a guy with like a subpar slider, and that's the primary pitch, I cannot wait for them to hang one against Ryan O'Hearn because he's just awesome. He continues to just defy everything that, I mean, he's just one of those guys who you're going to get way bigger numbers than you should on him because he doesn't have like the outrageous numbers, but a 390 xWOBA, he gets the ball in play. He gets on base. He does everything you need for a winning baseball team. I doubt Baltimore's giving up him or Holiday or anybody at the deadline. Colton Cowser probably not going to be long for there, although Kyle Stowers would be pretty good in your uniform right now. But we're not talking construction. We're not talking the trade deadline. Rafael Devers, what's going on? It's not even close to the deadline yet. But we are going to talk Ryan O'Hearn home run. Anything better than plus 420 is going to be on the card, and you're definitely getting better than plus 420. He's actually been my highest ROI guy all season long. I've hit 3 homers with this guy. 2 of them were north of plus 850. 1 of them over plus 900. Ryan O'Hearn is my good. Oh, I just love this guy. So we're going to be firing him up in one of the best hitters parks you could possibly walk into. And rounding out our program, this has been kind of a straightforward kind of shot for me. Cleveland taking on San Francisco. Rafael Devers, Matt Chapman. How is this going to work? Well, we're going to find out tomorrow, friends, because what the hell? Is he going to play first base tomorrow? Is that something that's actually in place? Is he going to troll all of Boston and the owners and everything else being like, I didn't want to play first base for you, but I'll do it for another team that needs me to in order to like save my face? Or Matt Chapman, where are you going to play? I mean, he's the best third base defensive guy like the last couple of years. What are we doing? What are we even? I don't know. Stockpile good players if you're San Francisco. That makes sense to me. So we'll see how Rafael Devers looks here in a San Francisco uniform. It's going to be freaking weird, that's for sure. But from a pitching perspective, which matters more, Slade Ciccone against Robbie Ray. I get Robbie Ray did not have a great outing last time out. I don't really care. You get him into San Francisco. You take on a ball club on the other side, Cleveland, that just doesn't really look all that appealing to me against lefties. And yeah, they get David Fry back, who's going to be another one of those guys I'm looking to short potentially because he gets like 2 at-bats tops, 3 at-bats probably against Robbie Ray. Just saying it's just a spot where you want to take advantage. He's got a 122 expected batting average so far this season. He's been brutal. Even with a 70% hard hit, he just hits it at people. Soylent Green is people. That's a different movie. That's a different show. Let's just go San Francisco money line and get the heck up out of here, right? Yeah. Minus 144 at Profit X for what it's worth. It's 20 cents difference. It's a pretty good deal. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely slate we have before us. Not a ton else to add here. Hopefully Monday can find a couple of home runs in the late stages here for the Baltimore Orioles for me. Otherwise, pretty light card because, well, there were 7 games. It is what it is. But we're going to have tons going in the premium Discord for tomorrow's 15 MLB games. You best believe we're going to be rocking and rolling. So come kick it. Would love to see you there. Thank you, producer Jacob, as always. Till next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday.